Greetings. This is the first video from Eden Vision. Over the years, a lot of our clients have asked us to develop this macro specifically. So the problem is that a user in SolidWorks or some other CAD program using sketch features and in this case sweep features generates a wire or tubing with the underlying geometry, which is in this case the 3D sketch and the sweep feature. Now when he saves this and sends it to another user, when we open it up in SolidWorks, this happens. Basically, the problem here is that the first problem is that we have one face that's split into two faces. In some cases, we had issues where one face was split into 4, 5, even 6 faces. And the other problem is that the only feature that you have is this solid body. Editing this solid body is pretty difficult. It's a tedious task. And a tedious task is also to generate the underlying geometry. Now, that's why we developed this. Basically, all you need to do is select a series of faces and click Centerline generation, and you have the Centerline here as a 3D sketch. Cool features are that you don't necessarily have to select the faces that I just selected. You can select any face in the case that the face is split from the original file. So let's select another series of faces here and run the macro again, and you will still have the Centerline. Also, you can select individual faces and the Centerline will be generated for that specific face. And you can select even disconnected faces. So disconnected faces, and you have the Centerline for those individual faces as a 3D sketch. You can even generate them individually. So let's do it like this. So each running of the program will generate an individual 3D sketch. And so let's just delete these. And the macro, as you saw, covers everything, all surface types. Here we have a B surface, which is generated by a spline, a sweep feature of a spline. Here we have a cylinder, a torus, and a cylinder. So straight lines, arcs, and straight lines. Now, when we generate the Centerline, this is easily editable. So let's hide the body, go into the sketch, and then we can play around with the geometry. So let's put 15 inches here. And you can also play with the control points of the spline, convert the spline into arcs. And let's use the sweep feature, circular profile, and let's change the diameter. So the diameter now is 2 inches, and the original one was, I believe, 1 inch. So it's easily editable, and you can get the underlying dimensions and the underlying geometry pretty easily. Also, apart from this, we also have developed export to CSV files of neutral bending points and documentation. But about that in the next video. Also in the next video, we might cover the programming part of these cylinders generated with straight lines and torus surfaces generated arcs, and you'll see how that works. Thanks for your attention. Until the next video.